Tsubaki Akira wakes up and, after breakfast, heads to school. Upon arriving at his class, the teacher introduces a new student named Mikoto Urabe, who seems rather quiet. As the day goes by, Akira realizes that his new classmate is now known as a weirdo because she has been acting strangely and unpredictably, and as the days go by, she ends up being completely ignored. One day Akira forgets her lunchbox and returns to her class. When he arrives, he sees Urabe sleeping, even though everyone has already left, and decides to wake her up. When she raises her head, it turns out that some saliva has escaped, which after leaving is scattered on the table. For some reason it catches Akira's attention and he decides to try it. Days later, Akira faints in his sports class because of a fever. Several days later, he continues to miss classes, and while he is at home, Urabe goes to see him with the excuse of handing in his homework. She explains to him that she knows how he got sick and that she will not laugh at him, then gives him some of her saliva. Akira immediately recovers and returns to school the next day. For several days, Urabe gives Akira his saliva to keep him from relapsing, until one day he tells her that he likes her and wants them to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Urabe accepts, but tells her that they must make a romantic exchange. Then he decides to destroy the picture of the girl he liked in high school as proof that he no longer thinks about her. Urabe tells him that on her first day at that school, she heard a voice telling her that he would be the first boy she would be with, and that ever since then she has been waiting for him to tell her that he likes her. Akira asks his friend what he would do first with his girlfriend, and he replies that he would take her hand. Immediately Akira runs to find Urabe. While they go back to their homes together, Akira tries to take Urabe's hand, but she rejects him, and before saying goodbye she gives him her spit. They have been dating for a month now but have not had any kind of rapprochement. Days later, Akira keeps trying to get closer to Urabe, asking about her hobbies and even hugging her, although this annoys her and she tells him never to do it again. Urabe takes Akira to a secret place to show him that they don't need to do what other couples do. When they arrive, she asks him to close his eyes and gives him some special saliva, which speeds up Akira's heart as it transfers everything she feels to him. While Akira is at school, he inadvertently sees Yuno making out with a girl. Then his friend tells him that they have been dating for a year. The next day he tells Urabe the news, trying to get her to take the hint and kiss, but she only gives him some of her saliva in a test tube. One afternoon, while Akira is cleaning the classroom, he sees a classmate blushingly watching Urabe, and when she leaves, that boy follows her. As they return from school, Urabe tells Akira that Agata asked her to be her girlfriend, and that the next morning she will give him her answer. In the evening, Akira is a little nervous because he thinks Urabe will say yes to Agata. The next morning, Agata asks Urabe if she has already made up her mind. Then she asks him to close his eyes to give her some of his saliva. When she asks him if he feels anything, he replies no. Then Urabe tells him that there is no way he can be her boyfriend. Later, while they are walking back, Akira asks Urabe what was her answer, and Urabe explains everything that happened, telling him that only he can be her boyfriend. Oka, Yuno's girlfriend, asks Urabe if they can have lunch together, and she says no, but Oka insists on just sitting next to her without disturbing her. When Oka starts eating, the smell catches Urabe's attention and she ends up tasting his food. While they are in PE class, Urabe falls and hurts herself, so Oka takes her to the nurse's office, and since the nurse is not there, she takes care of her wound. Then, while they are both resting, Oka tells her that she wants to be friends with her since she is very interested in her, but Urabe refuses. When Oka is about to go back to class, Urabe sees that on her knee she has a wound just like hers and finds that they are somehow connected. During lunch, Oka decides to give her spit to Urabe to see how she feels, and when she tastes it she realizes that she never tasted anything like that. Then Oka invites her to lunch again and Urabe finally accepts. In PE class, the boys take turns to see their classmates in swimsuits, but when it's Akira's turn, he doesn't get to see his girlfriend. When they return home, it starts to rain, so they take shelter under a tree until it stops. While they are there, Urabe tells Akira that he likes the sea and he asks her if she would like to go together on vacation, and she says yes very cheerfully. When the vacations came, nothing much changed, as Urabe would give Akira his daily dose of saliva and then go back home, not giving him time to ask her out on a date. Until one day he invites her to go to the beach and she accepts, but in a week. The day arrives and Akira rushes to the station, where a tanned Urabe is waiting for him. When Akira arrives, he is really surprised to see Urabe in her swimsuit and also very tanned. She also tells him that in her father's house, she used to swim with her scissors around her waist and that the sun left the mark. That's why she wears a skirt. At the end of the day, they both return home after having fun at the beach. Akira meets Oka while shopping for clothes and she invites him over for ice cream, though he's not too sure about doing so. As they sit down to eat their ice cream, she tells him that she and Yuno go by their first names. Days later, while Akira is waiting for Urabe, he runs into the girl he liked in high school. She invites him for coffee, but he turns her down, explaining that he is waiting for someone else, then goes to look for Urabe, but sees that she was hiding listening. He asks her what would have happened if he had agreed to go to the coffee shop, and Urabe gives him some of her spit as an answer. Immediately Akira starts crying since that's what she felt. After that, Akira tells him that she is the only girl he wants, and that makes Urabe smile, making Akira want to capture that smile with a camera. But instead she grimaces for the picture, which Akira then keeps in his wallet. While returning home, Akira asks Urabe if it's true that he will be on the relay team, and she tells him that she was asked to join the track team. But she won't enter because if she does, they won't be able to come home from school together. One day Akira misses school because he is very sick, so Urabe decides to go home, since that is what Oka advised him to do. When she arrives, Urabe gives him some of his saliva to test if he recovers, and fortunately, he gets better. The next day Akira is able to attend school and watch Urabe in the relay competition. Later, as they return home, Akira tells Urabe that she should join the track team, but she refuses as she doesn't want to miss going home with Akira. The next day Urabe tells Oka what happened, telling her that she experienced something she had never felt before, and her friend tells her that it must be love. Meanwhile, Akira is still sorry for what happened, as he made Urabe cry. When he comes back from school, he apologizes to her again and also asks her to slap him. After that, Urabe tastes her boyfriend's saliva and tells him that she is also responsible for what happened, so they should share the pain. Then she gives him her saliva and says goodbye. Urabe arrives at school with her hair very messy, so Oka offers to help her change her hairstyle and makes pigtails on each side of her head, exposing her eyes, which are usually covered. Later, as they return home, Akira asks Urabe to wear his usual hairstyle, as he is a bit jealous. The next day, when Oka goes to do her hair, she refuses. At recess, Akira hears that a boy is selling pictures of Urabe with his new hairstyle, and that infuriates him. Then they say that there is an idol who looks like Urabe, and at the school's exit he goes to buy her photo album. Later, Oka tells Urabe that Akira likes that idol. Urabe asks Akira to show her the photo album and then asks Akira which picture he likes the most, and then destroys her by saying that she is his girlfriend and he shouldn't like another girl. Akira meets Eika, the classmate he liked in high school. As they walk, she asks him if he has a girlfriend, and he answers no, which she finds strange since she tells him that she knew he looked at her all the time they were classmates, but the last time he didn't even look at her. She tells him that she recently broke up with her boyfriend, but when Akira gives her words of encouragement she bursts into tears, only to ask him if they can still see each other. Akira is so focused on her saliva. He tells her that if she lets him lick her saliva they can continue seeing each other, but when he is about to taste it he remembers Urabe and refuses. Then he and Eika say goodbye, after he tells her that he does have a girlfriend. Eika introduces herself to Urabe to talk to her, but Urabe replies that she already knows about her. Eika then invites her to the culture festival, telling her that Akira will also go. In the evening, Akira rushes out of her house to meet Eika, who asks her to go to the festival with him so that her ex-boyfriend will understand that she is now with another guy, since he asked her to come back before and when she refused he hit her. The next day Urabe asks Akira what he will do on Sunday, and he lies saying that he will go shopping with Yuno. But while they have lunch, Oka tells her that she will go to the festival with Yuno. Already at the festival, Eika dresses up as if she were in high school and walks very close to Akira. As they both walk, Oka sees them and decides to follow them to a classroom, where Eika reminds him of their high school past together. Akira feels a little uncomfortable because he only thinks about his girlfriend, but Eika tells him to choose who he wants to be with after tasting her saliva. When he is about to do so, Oka thinks of stopping him, but Urabe, disguised as a robot, stops her. Urabe gives her his saliva as usual, but its taste makes Akira remember her without clothes and hugs her, thus making her take out her scissors to cut and unintentionally ends up hurting Akira. Urabe immediately looks very remorseful and asks him to accompany her home to cure him. When Akira touches Urabe's pillow and feels that it is wet, she explains that she had a strange dream during the night. Then, she gives him some more of her saliva, but Akira decides to leave, as he again feels like hugging her. But when he is about to leave, she stops him and he pushes her towards the bed before he can hug her, and she pulls out her scissors. But then when he goes to see if she is okay, he stumbles, and in order not to fall on her, he hits the bed, leaving a bump on his head. The next day, while returning from school, Urabe gives his spit to Akira and he unintentionally hugs her, immediately apologizes to her, but she tells him that she hugged him first and then says goodbye. One day, when Akira comes home from school, he sees his sister asleep on the table and notices how cute she is. When she wakes up, he asks her if she has a boyfriend and she is embarrassed by that question. Later, while Urabe is walking downtown, she meets Akira's sister and she offers to accompany her. Yoko explains to her that 6 years ago she was a student at the same school as them, and that seeing her in uniform made her nostalgic. Then asks her if she knows of any rumors about Akira dating a girl. Then Urabe asks her if she dated the boy she liked in high school, and Yoko confesses that she did and then tells her story. After Akira tells her that he has gone to see his mother's grave, Urabe asks him if on Sunday they can go see it together. When Sunday arrives, Akira meets his girlfriend and is really surprised to see her wearing a dress. Already at the grave, she explains to him that she wore that dress since she wanted to look as pretty as possible to meet her mother. At that moment she asks him to exchange saliva, and through her she feels that Akira cried a lot when she died. But thanks to his sister and father he managed to smile again. She tells him that she wants to make him happy and then they return home together. The end. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to get new anime recaps.